Hey everyone, and welcome to our fourth episode of the Unbothered podcast, where we will be breaking down the most recent episode of the challenge Double Agents, episode 8, titled A Muddy Matter. Don't forget to follow us in our Facebook groups, The Challenge Unbothered, Reality TV Unbothered, and on Twitter at MTV's and that's it. So we are going to be discussing the latest episode that just happened. Just as a quick little recap, what happened the last week that we saw. Leroy sent home Jay, but it was a phenomenal elimination. It was fantastic. I love Leroy, but I also love Jay, so I was a little sad to see him go. So now we come in. Leroy's got his gold skull. His girl Cam has her gold skull. Teresa still has a target on her back, but she is now paired with Corey, so some of the heat might get taken off of her a little bit. And obviously it jumps right into this new episode where they're coming home from the crater during the elimination of Leroy sending home Jay. And of course, Cam and Leroy now are discussing strategy. You know, how are they going to play the partner game? Because the smart move for them is we stay with strong partners to get us to the final and run with those partners, and we get double the chance of one of us winning, which is smart. I think everybody should do that. And they talk about maybe putting Casey against Teresa to give Casey a chance to get her skull, and it would get Teresa out, which is what Cam ultimately wants. But she's a little bit hesitant to throw in Teresa just yet. Now, if you were Cam and you were like, all right, we got out Jay and Teresa's next, would you want to do it as soon as possible, or would you give it a little bit of time to wait? Like, I think there's still 2 female skulls left at this point, if I'm not mistaken, or is there 3? Cam has hers. Anissa.
Is it right?
Yeah, that's right, because Ashley, Natalie went home. So there's still 3 skulls left. So what would you do? Would you wait a little bit longer? Do you feel like if I wait any longer, I'm going to run out of options?
I mean, it depends on who you think is left that could take her out. You know?
I'm really impatient, so I would try to do it ASAP. I don't have the patience.
I think you're just over her and want her gone anyway. So
Frankie loves Teresa. He'd probably just pack her up and take her to the final with him if he could. Don't you love Teresa? Is that you?
I like her. I don't love her.
Oh, okay. I'm getting confused with somebody else.
Like, I don't dislike her, but she's not. Yeah.
Yeah. Not my favorite. Take her, leave her.
Yeah.
And then Lolo and Nam are having a heated partnership discussion because they just cannot communicate. You know.
No, she can't communicate.
It's mostly that. It doesn't help that, again, English is Nam's, I don't know if it's a second or third or fourth language, but it's not his first language. Right. And when he does, he's not a over the top person when he talks. Like, he doesn't get really, really heated. He doesn't get really, really aggressive. Like, he remains pretty calm and kind of stoic, and he doesn't reveal a lot. Like, he just doesn't let it get a hold of him. Whereas Lolo is the complete opposite, and sometimes they can balance each other out, but they cannot balance each other out. Even CT is like, pull your head out of your asses. You guys could be a freaking power team if you just work together. And I'm not going to lie, I'm on CT's side. I thought from the beginning, okay, these may cause some problems, but they haven't done much. And Lolo is starting to think that she may be getting iced out on purpose. Like, they are purposely avoiding putting her into elimination. Do any of you think that that's true, or she just isn't being thought about in that way? Like, no one's like, oh, we need to get her out. And no one's like, oh, I want to go up against her either.
I think there's some truth in that. You know, I mean, I think they all think she's a nutcase, but they know she's a beast when she has to be. So who knows?
I just don't think anyone's really thinking about her, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, she's just there.
You don't think they would be afraid to go against her?
I mean, I think they are, but she's not causing anything either, so where they're like, oh, we need to get her out of here, she's such a big threat. And also, who are they gonna throw in against her?
Yeah.
I don't know. They haven't really talked about her much, so.
Maybe if someone hadn't been made an alternate on this season, Jenny West, there could have been somebody to take Lolo out.
Very true.
But I digress.
Natalie could have done it.
She could have also as well. I feel like Natalie, of the girls still left, it would probably, depending on the elimination, when it comes to size, it would probably be Cam or I mean, Teresa's pretty tall too. Like Teresa, I forgot, she's like 5'11". Like she's probably the tallest girl in the house right now. And even though she is small frame, she's very strong and she is athletic. So again, if it wasn't as long as it's not like a hall brawl, I think even Teresa could probably stand a chance against Miss Lolo. But CT sympathizes with Lolo. He feels like, I have a partner. I don't hate my partner, but I don't know if I'm going to get anywhere with my partner. And he also feels like he is being purposely iced out of going into an elimination and possibly getting a skull, which that is what the smart thing would be to do, is just try to prevent the person from ever getting a chance to go in and get their skull. So then the guys just in general start talking about the fact there's only one skull left and how hard it's going to be to get it, or how hard it's going to be to hold on to the skull that you have. Because as we find out, once all the skulls are taken, now it's just I'm going to try and steal your shit until they get to the final.
Right.
Michi's confused about the game still. We're on like week 5 of them filming and he still don't know what the hell is happening. Kyle and Devin discussed, trying to put Josh in against Fessy and praying Josh can either send Fessy home or, Fessy sends Josh home, which 10 times out of 10 would probably happen. They can at least break up the Big Brother alliance. That kind of, I wrote a little note like, LOL, yeah, right. Good luck getting that to ever happen. And Kyle knows that Cam's not going to be down because she's kind of part of the BB alliance, with Leroy being partnered up with Casey, for sure. I don't know why they would ever want to put Josh in against Fessy, other than the fact they would just want to get rid of Josh. Because what are you going to put him in against Fessy where Josh will win? Don't worry, I'll wait for an answer for a while. So Josh ends up chatting with Fessy and Amber B about getting respect on his name. I wrote LOL. And Amber B is feeling torn between her BB and her IBC alliances. And this is like the first time that they've really shown her conversing with the Big Brother Alliance. Like, I think we've talked about, or other people have talked about in the beginning of the season, where they were like, is she even really part of the Big Brother Alliance? Because we always see her with the itty bitty small committee, and I don't know. Do you think it's production, just like bad editing?
Probably.
Yeah, I think it's really bad editing.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's literally what I thought.
I'm glad we saw more of her, and I'm glad we saw her playing. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was thinking, who do I need to, and then she went to Kyle, and I'm sure we'll get into all that, but yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I just don't know if I like some of her rookie decisions, which, like you said, we will get into.
Yeah.
So she's feeling torn, and now they're going to cut to the daily elimination, which is called an all brawl. I'm not sure why they really call it that, because it's more of like a 5-man ring toss wrestle, but whatever. They're doing it in 4 heats, so similar to the last elimination where they do 4 heats. Women, men, women, men, 5 people each, and they basically have to go around in this murky, muddy water and find this relic that looks like a tire iron and try to run out and cross the finish line. Heat 1, it's Nani, Lolo, Anissa, Big T, and Cam. Cam wins by a fluke because none of them did what I would have done and what Mom ended up doing, which is you find it and pretend like you didn't find it.
Right.
Oh, I wonder where I went. Oh, look, the exit. Yoink and run. But the most exciting part of that heat, other than Cam winning, was Lolo thoroughly freaked out because as you can see from like the footage when you're watching it, Anissa, in the heat of the moment, and she like had her arm over the girl's shoulder, and Lolo just took it as, oh my God, you're trying to choke me out. And she went nuts. Thoughts? What do we think?
I have lots of thoughts on this. First of all, I rewatched it a couple of times. Anissa did not choke her out. She had her arm over her like anybody would when you're pulling somebody down. Her thought process was take out Lolo, and then when Nani makes a move, I can take her down, no problem. Because people were like, she went after her and she didn't even have the relic. There was a thought process behind it. Oh my, where's that?
Oh, sorry guys. I forgot to mute myself.
Said damn Denver violence again.
I'm just used to it. Sorry. Didn't faze me.
So anyway, obviously Anissa was a bigger person and went and apologized. I would have told Lolo to F off because she was being ridiculous and a big fat crying baby. So anyway, that's my thoughts.
I mean, it's a physical competition. Like,
Thank you.
come on. If she would have accidentally got kicked in the face, something even worse probably could have happened. Like, she needs to calm down. In the words of Taylor Swift,
Simmer
you
down,
need to calm
lady.
down.
I just can't stand Lolo or Josh. I mean, like together, they're just equally just a waste of skin to me.
Yeah, I definitely
How
think
funny would it be if they were teams? If they were on a team, Lolo and Josh.
that
would be the worst. They're just awful people.
Yeah. I don't think Anissa did it on purpose. Anissa doesn't really do that. I really think it was a heat of the moment thing and just the confusion. And, Lolo she probably just kind of felt the motion probably coming over her shoulder or towards her neck. And it's also in the heat of the moment, freaked out. People have been pissed off before when they've gotten elbowed in the face or kneed in the face or whatever, but they usually let it drop after a few minutes and then like maybe they'll talk about it later. But she like on and on and on and on for like a day. It was annoying.
I think she's just not right for the challenge.
It's too much mental pressure, I think. And like she said, she can't compete, like exert herself to the level she's used to because she's not doing track and field. Like she's not doing sprinting or hurdling. She's not doing bobsled, which is incredibly adrenaline rushing and involves very few other people and very clear-cut rules. Challenge doesn't do that. It's so much more social and mental. It's absolutely insane. So the second heat is the men. No wins for the guys because he was
so cute when he won.
Yes. So happy for him. Everybody was so happy for him. It was so cute seeing everybody cheer for him.
Yeah.
And then he did like what the turbo move does, like the little Dragon Ball, like Hadouken thing or whatever, or Street Fighter. I don't know. One of those people. They shoot stuff out the hands. But it was super cute. I was so happy. Gabby wins heat 3, which was hilarious because Teresa has a terrible poker face. Like Anissa said, like, girl, I can see from here that you must have found it. You're hoping I got it. And everybody saw it. Gabby manages to win. And then heat 4, CT also kind of has a bad poker face, but it's CT and he ends up kind of doing the same strategy as Nam and he ends up winning. And that's when CT breaks down how the remaining rounds are going to work. Cam versus Gabby, CT versus Nam. And then the winner of those rounds.
I would have liked to see more contact with the guys though.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand they wanted to win, but I think contact would have been fun to watch.
Yeah, the guys have been a little bit disappointed with that. But in this is one of those like challenges or dailies where not getting physical is the smartest thing you could do, especially in those conditions. The last daily elimination, there's no excuse. I'm giving them a small pass for this week, a little bit. So Cam and Gabby is now Cabby. So Gabby and Cam go against each other. No surprise, Cam wins. Hello. And then CT and Nam have to go against each other. And it was a good fight. CT ends up winning, but Nam definitely put up a pretty good fight, especially considering, again, they were in the water. And then TJ announces that now the partners are going to have to go against partners. So Big T is going to have to face off against Cam, and Kyle's going to have to face off against CT. And both partners have to win, or you're going to go round and round and round and round in circles. And CT is pissed. And I don't know if I blame him for being pissed. I think I'd be pissed too.
I didn't like the third part. It just wasn't, I don't know. I didn't like it.
I didn't either. I feel like there could have been, I don't know, a different way to do it. And I felt really bad for Big T because CT was not hiding the fact that he was like, there's no effing point in us doing this. I'm just going to go round and round. Cam's going to beat her every time. I'm going to beat Kyle every time.
But the thing is, like, I think she knows that. So she knows that she would have gotten beaten by Cam. So I don't think she felt that bad. Because even CT said he would lose to Cam. So
I think he said that to soften the blow because he knew he was kind of being.
But you don't think Big T knows that she wouldn't win that?
Oh, I'm sure, but you don't want to hear your partner be like, I have no faith in you to pull this off. And it's kind of like, well, geez, why should I even try? Like personally, so as we all see, Cam beats Big T, no problem. And CT basically lets Kyle win without making it blatantly obvious that he let Kyle win. And I know why he did it, because he didn't want to have to go round for round for round.
Sure.
I do think, though, he should have given Big T more than one chance. Personally. Because crazier things have happened.
True.
Yeah. I think they could have went round after round and someone would have eventually tired out. And
yeah.
Maybe Cam would have tired out. Maybe CT would have tired out. Someone would have tired out. And
because they're wrestling.
They should have did it.
I don't think it would have been Cam over.
I get why CT did it. I wouldn't have gone 5 or 6 rounds round and round either. I would have done more than one just to be like, just to show Big T as my partner while I'm still partnered with her. Like, I have faith that you could possibly do this. I'm going to give you more than just one shot. Because it's one shot. Cam's already had 2 shots at that point. She already has the technique under. She has the size advantage. But it's water. You never know. She could slip and Big T could just like yank it. And then there you go. So
I will say that when CT got mad and he walked off, she had the cutest little look on her face. And she looked after him. I was like, oh, I love her.
I know. And then when they're in the igloo later and she's just like, I feel so terrible. I'm so sorry. And he's like, no. Because you can tell he's like, fuck, I didn't want to hurt her feelings. I was in the moment. And she feels guilty because she's not stupid. Like you know, like Devin has said about himself, like Big T knows that she's not a huge, like heavy hitter. And she feels bad holding CT back. And she just doesn't want to get blindsided by her partner. Like, just give me a little respect and let me know if you're going to trade me in. And he's like, if we both get a skull. And I'm like,
pinky swear.
I'm like, I see what you did there. You promised without promising. So Cam and Kyle end up winning. Kyle's like, yeah, I beat CT. I'm like, and CT's like, relax. Next time I'm going to do it for real. And you probably won't. And I think Kyle kind of knows, like,
I think he knows.
He's just playing it up because he's like, I don't know when this will ever happen again.
Right.
And I do love how Cam was like, you've beaten CT before in like a pole wrestle. And he's like, yeah, there was another guy there. I had an advantage. So how do we feel about Cam and Kyle being double agents? I personally love it.
Love it.
I love that. I don't like Kyle that much, but he's growing on me this season. Really is.
Come over to our side. We love Kyle.
I like him better without Bananas around, because it gives him a chance to sort of find a way to shine on his own or with different people and not get caught up in like the same rhetoric that some of the alliances tend to go through. Same with Leroy. I like seeing Leroy without Bananas. I like seeing Devin without a Bananas. because it forces them to kind of show more of who they are. I'm never going to
What about Nani?
Kyle. I like Nani more, and it has nothing to do with bananas. It just has to do with her personal life is more together.
Right. I agree.
We hate that about her.
You hate that about her because
You want
to be
her messy?
I want to see her be a mess because
Oh,
she's really not that entertaining.
You want her to hoe around with you. That's why. We know, Frankie.
True.
We know. We know how you roll. So they obviously, Cam and Kyle discuss their options as double agents. Amber M knows her clock is ticking, and Amber B is starting to get nervous because as the eliminations wind down, she's going to have to choose between her alliance with Big Brother or her alliance with the IBC, which I call the Itty Bitty Committee. And Amber M is starting to get a little suspect. And it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out for sure. Lolo vents to everyone for the next 24 hours about how Anissa tried to choke her. And Anissa's just like, girl. I like how Anissa goes, if I was the old Anissa, I would react differently. But I'm just going to let her cool down and I'll just try to talk to her tomorrow. I think that's because she knows if she tried to talk to Lolo, Lolo's crazy ass really would have gone off. And then Anissa would have been like, I'm screwed. That's my personal opinion as to why she waited and didn't just go in when she normally does. Do we think Lolo is starting to buckle under the stress?
Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Kyle talks to Cam about wanting to throw in Big Brother versus Big Brother. Again, the Josh versus Fessy scenario.
It's funny though because Kyle just puts it out there. He's like, I don't like them. This is revenge. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Like Cam's like, well, Josh and Nani said they wanted to go in. They want to go in against Michi and Amber M. And Kyle's like, well, fuck what they want. We have the power. And of course, he doesn't want to do what they want because he's not cool with BB at all. But Cam's like, no, we ain't doing what you want to do. That's stupid. It's going to cause me a lot of problems. Jay should be taking notes. This is what you say when your partner wants to make a move that is ultimately going to blow back on you. You go, right. No. Lesson learned. Yay, I did that. I watch this TikTok guy and he always does that stuff and it always makes me laugh. And then they go to the igloo party. I am jealous of the igloo. I want an igloo that I could party in with my own DJ.
It'd be fun. Yeah.
And an open bar and a dance floor. And if the challengers want to come and hang out, that's perfectly okay. So at the igloo party is when we see Big T talking with CT about the daily and how she feels so guilty. And she apologizes, for being an anchor of a partner and blah, blah, blah. And of course he tries to console her because CT of today is not the CT of yesteryear.
Right.
And he is more compassionate. He is more sympathetic and he's not.
I'll be right back.
Okay, bye. And that's when she asked him if he would ever end up trading her in. And he makes a pinky promise with her that if they both get their skulls, they will ride it to the final together and through the finals. I like how he said, if we both get our gold skulls, I'll keep you. So,
meaning she would have to get her gold skull first.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, so if you get your gold skull before Big T does, are you gonna wait till she gets the chance to get her gold skull, or are you just gonna trade her?
Interesting.
Big T knows what he's doing. So Big T feels consoled. And CT in his confessional laments not picking Cam as a partner when he had the chance. I love it. And that makes me laugh. I'm like, yeah, you should have. Nani and Josh chat about strategy and what they want to do as partners. Kyle talks with Amber M and basically tells her if she can convince the house to vote in Fessy and Anissa, that she will be safe because he will not throw them in. I don't know why in God's green earth, he thinks that Amber M is going to be able to convince the whole house to throw in Anissa and Fessy.
Right.
Like, you don't have the numbers on your side that much. Not enough. There's still too many Big Brother players and their friends and allies. They're not going to do what some rookie from Are You the One wants to do. It's not going to happen. It's cute though. And she goes, okay. But I think she knows, like, that's not going to happen. Would you trust Kyle if you were Amber M? And if he told you that, and would you really think, okay, if I rally the house, I really think he won't just throw me in?
I love Kyle and I wouldn't trust him at all. Kyle lies about everything.
I wouldn't trust him either, but still, it's either you or someone else. So why still not even just try to rally against someone else? It's not going to hurt.
Sure.
But I don't know.
I still wouldn't trust Kyle.
Oh, absolutely not. He would lie to his own mother if he could win $1 million for it. Katelynn, what about you? Would you trust Kyle?
Hell no. He even said on that if you give him anything, like, he's gonna screw you over.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
information. Hell no.
It's true. It's very true. And then, Kyle kind of chats with Anissa. He's like, oh yeah, Amber M was kind of saying how she wanted to go up against you, and ha ha ha. And Anissa's just like, ha ha ha, I don't trust you. And she shouldn't, because this man 5 minutes ago was telling Amber M, if you can get them to put in Anissa and Fessy, you're safe. He's just, Kyle. I wouldn't be able to trust him either, by the way. I would just laugh at him and be like, yeah, okay. So the next day we get to the houseboat, and they're going to be getting to the houseboat, but in the beginning you kind of see Amber B on the low talking to Big T about possibly having to vote for Amber M. And of course Amber M walks right in. And so then they have to kind of switch the conversation, be like, well, what names are you hearing? And Amber M is completely suspicious of Amber B.
Because it was awkward.
And Amber B is a terrible liar.
Yeah.
And why would you talk about wanting to vote in your friend with other people that are in your alliance, your second alliance, that are also your friends? Amber, girl,
yeah,
I like you, but that's stupid. She's getting ready to burn herself big time. I hope she's ready. Like I said, Amber B is a shit liar. That was my note. LOL. So they get to the house deliberation, and Michi's like, we don't want to go in this week. we just don't want to. My partner and I, we just don't want to go in.
CT's like, is that how that works now?
I'm sorry, rookies. Is that how that works? Especially on a season where if you don't go in, you go home.
Right.
Why are you here?
That was hilarious.
And Leroy's like, well, shit, I don't want to go in either. And of course, nobody wants to go in a way, but they're just saying it because their names keep getting brought up. And like I heard other people have talked about on other podcasts and just in group chats, like, at that point, dude, just go the F in. You might as well just go in.
Right.
You're going to have to at some point. Your name keeps getting brought up. You might as well go in and either get a skull or you go home. And at least if you get a skull, then you can throw your weight around a little bit more. And then maybe you can say, I don't want to go in. And people can be like, we'll think about it. But when you haven't been in and they've been trying to throw you in since week 2, you're going to go in. Amber M tries very poorly from what we saw to convince everyone to vote for Anissa and Fessy instead. It's not going to work. I commend her attempts, but yeah. So Michi and Amber M get laughed at. They do not show the house vote this episode.
Yeah, what was that about?
I don't know. I guess it was for suspense.
Whatever.
Will they vote in Amber and Michi? Will they vote in Anissa and Fessy? We don't know. And they don't show us who voted for him either, other than like during the individual votes.
I think
Devin
Amber
voted for Anissa and Fessy.
What was that?
So Devin voted for Anissa and Fessy.
I think Amber M and Michi are they were boring to me. Like,
I mean, Michi could be, he
or
had
not.
funny
I don't
lines.
know. Does anybody say anything?
I mean, Michi had his moments where he was funny. Amber M, I don't know how I feel about her. She's definitely a little firecracker. I will give her that, but I would like to see her actually perform. Like, we have seen
Yeah, we've seen nothing.
small statured female performers in the past. They're firecrackers both in and out of the competition. And that's what I would like to see from her. And it just might not really happen until, like, if she comes on a season where you're not just put with a partner the whole time.
Right.
She had a lot of drama too that they edited her out of from like.
Yeah,
things that
because of the
we've
live
seen.
and
Oh, like-
which would make her partnership with Michi all the more awkward
right.
because of that love triangle. And from what I understand, she did end up hooking up with him, like more than
Yeah,
just.
that's what I heard.
And I think I heard that from her on the episode she did with Challenge Mania, if I'm not mistaken.
Ooh,
I
I
believe
believe
so.
I don't listen to her. I don't. Her voice.
I know it can be a little grating.
Yeah.
I listened to the episode just because I wanted, like, I like to get some insight. Like, I just listened to the one
Sure.
they did with Leo Rush too. But anywho, they don't show it. Cam and Kyle's faces is all they show regarding when the house vote is revealed. But Kyle does tell Cam that Amber B requested he not tell anyone who they voted for because she doesn't want
Right.
Amber to find out she voted for her. And then hilariously, on the flip side, Amber M specifically requested that Kyle say, I don't give a shit about anybody else voting for me, but if Amber B did, I want you to let me know.
Yep.
What's Kyle gonna do? What would you do if you were Kyle? Would you tell either of them?
Well,
I
he
would.
said they were stupid to confide in him anyway. So he's going to use it. He's going to do whatever to stir the pot that's going to benefit him in any way possible. So
They're gonna say, if you keep me safe, then I'll tell you if Amber B voted for you or not. He'll probably pull that.
I would have made a dramatic speech at the elimination about it.
you so would do that.
I'd be like, so the person I'm going to throw in today told me not to vote for, or told me not to tell anyone, but, or however, I would prepare better, obviously, but I would do it at the elimination.
Oh, by the way, your best friend voted you in, or whatever he would say. Yeah, I think he'll probably use it at some point. I don't know if he's going to be strategic about it or if he's just going to get drunk one night and stir the pot with
I
Devin
hope
and just
that's what he does.
and just be like,
fun.
just to start some extra shit. So after the voting happens, we see a little clip of Lolo and Anissa hashing out their differences. Yay.
Next.
I mean, it was like a 2-minute conversation or something. So then we jump into elimination time. Yeah, going to the crater.
You gotta do my happy dance. Can you even see? Do I look just like a disembodied head?
Yes.
Just like floating.
No, you can see the shirt and the your necklaces and everything.
Are you laughing?
I had to take my hair down because I didn't like how I looked.
What's that?
I said I had to take my hair out of the bun because I'm like, I really look like a grandma from like
You look
Queens,
like a
New York or something.
librarian.
I'm like, now I do. I'd wear my glasses, but it's so much of a glare on the
Yeah.
lenses. It's distracting. So I just do this
Same
blind.
here.
Yeah. See this?
We're all just blind. All 4 of us.
I hope people get
you can
this.
see the screen. Like you can see Tia dancing in my glasses. Okay, so they finally reveal that the compromise team is none other than Amber M and Michi. Dun dun dun! Like as if we didn't already know that. And Cam and Kyle, since they both have gold skulls, decide that they're going to throw in Josh and Nani. I don't know how Cam managed to convince Kyle to vote along with her because she's doing this as a favor. for Josh and Nany, because even though they don't know if it's male or female elimination, both Josh and Nany feel comfortable against, going against Amber, M, and Michi, regardless of male or female.
Josh practically begged to go against Michi. I just can't beat anybody else.
But he wants you to put respect on his name, Tia.
I got a lot to say about that.
Oh, yes. So it ends up being a guys elimination, which means Michi versus Josh. And they basically do the same elimination that Anissa did against Tori, except they added in a sliding puzzle in the beginning. That was a cheat sheet of where the boards were that they needed to hit. Why?
I don't know.
What was wrong with the way Anissa and Tori did it?
Nothing.
Like, I don't understand.
Nothing.
Do you think the next elimination will be something like what Cam and Ashley did, but bigger with a different twist? Because this is the second one in this season where they basically copied another elimination. Yeah,
could be. It's like they just ramp it up the next time. Like they just throw some crazy shit in there to make it just that much more. I don't know.
Like, I understand increasing the weight of like the medicine balls that they have to throw because guys are stronger or whatever. But the puzzle doesn't make any sense. Like, this is not a type of an elimination where you need a puzzle to be an equalizer.
It's not, but if you had two people that were really good on the puzzle and they just like knocked it out and then they were having to pull the thing, I mean, that could have been exciting. It wasn't. This one wasn't, equal at it. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying, but anyway.
I just am tired of them. I just don't understand them modifying the male eliminations from the female version when it doesn't make any sense.
They could have maybe made the track longer, where they had to pull it.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they made the balls heavier, like that they had to pull and stuff. So like they had to pull more weight and throw more weight. But I mean, the puzzle part that just didn't make any sense. But it benefited Josh because Michi is an idiot when it came to that thing, and it was not a complicated puzzle. Like I've played those types of puzzles so many times in my life, it's ridiculous. Devin tries to help Michi. It doesn't work because Michi's confused still and doesn't know what's happening. And then Josh puts on the most laugh-worthy elimination performance that results in a win. I don't think I've heard TJ laugh during an elimination in years.
Oh my God. I think the funniest thing was Darrell got tickled, and that set me off. I was like cracking up when I showed Darrell's face. That was awesome.
I don't know what Josh had a problem with. Like, he kept hitting the fucking friend. Ugh. Fred. Ugh. Fred. And it's like everybody's laughing. I'm laughing.
Everybody's laughing.
Thank God Michi sucks at puzzles. If he didn't suck at puzzles, I think it's very possible Josh would be 0-4 instead of 1-3 in elimination.
Yeah.
He's very lucky that puzzle was there. Maybe that's why production put a puzzle in.
Maybe.
Seriously, theory. So let's talk about that elimination. What are your thoughts?
Where do I start? Wait, go ahead. I don't like Josh. I hate that he won. I think the way he acted afterward was just completely ridiculous. And I think Chrissy called it peacocking. He was just out there like, ugh. And you really didn't do anything. You beat Michi. I mean, and let's not forget, the guys that don't have a skull wanted him down there because they know they can take it from him. And that's exactly what's going to happen. So, whatever.
I will say this about Josh. I don't think he's ever won anything in his entire life other than Big Brother because the way he acted on that. Like, have you won anything? Have you won a game of like Uno or Monopoly before? Like, you'd be the worst person to have over during game night. Like,
And then he's gonna call Devin out.
I agree.
You and me
in the hall, bro. Yeah, because you're 2 feet taller. Like,
Right.
And Devin's like, hope you don't have to throw any balls first.
Yeah, even Devin's like, oh my God, dude, come on. And that's what annoyed me. Like,
Right.
I understand he won. It's his first time winning elimination. I understand being excited, good for you. But let's not act like you took out CT.
Right.
Let's not act like you took out Darrell. Let's not act like you took out Fessy. And that it was a nail biter of an elimination. And I was on the edge of my seat. Like, you beat a dude who couldn't even get past the 9-piece puzzle portion in the beginning. And you still couldn't blow him out of the water because you couldn't hit the fucking board.
Exactly.
Take your win, be humble, you got a skull. Don't try to call people out now when you came in last place, basically, for winning eliminations.
He looked like a buffoon and he was a laughing stock. So,
yeah, dude, people are laughing at you while you're performing. And not because the elimination is humorous, but because you sucked at it. And yet you won. I'm glad you won. You got a skull.
he's like,
but you need to be a little bit more humble.
yeah, he's like one of those like high school kids playing against the elementary kid in basketball, and he dunks on the elementary kid. Like, in your face.
Because Michi's like 3 feet tall,
Yeah.
and Josh is like huge.
Yeah. And like
So
Michi
stupid.
drowned in like the second challenge, and Bessie had to save him from the water. Like,
I forgot about that.
like, calm down, Josh. I could beat Michi in that.
Right?
Okay.
I agree. No, that's definitely. Anyway, Michi loses, obviously. He goes home. I like Kyle's impersonation of Josh from winning. I did this for my cat. I did this for my parents.
My neighbor's cat.
Mittens.
I love you, Mittens.
Yes.
So,
So
do you think there was
I love
more
it
to
so
his
much.
speech that they edited out?
Wait, there was
made
more?
it sound like.
Man,
I think there was more to his speech, Josh's, after he won. Because the way Kyle was like, the way he gave his speech. I think there was more.
could have been. I do this for my family. Like, didn't you already win $500,000 for your family?
Right?
That Big Brother win got handed to him too.
Yeah.
That's what everybody says. I don't watch it, but that's what everybody says.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what I hear too. They didn't like him. They liked him more than they liked the guy he was against. So it turned into a bitter jury thing. Josh secures the very last skull. Like Tia says, they're now going to have to fight each other to steal a skull. Josh is going to be an easy target, as is unfortunately Devin probably. And maybe even Kyle. Because you got CT that still needs a skull. You got Darrell that still needs a skull. You got Nam who's still looking for a skull. Corey's still looking for a skull. Like, it's gonna get very messy. Josh decides to keep Nany as his partner, which now makes Amber M a rogue agent. Would you have kept Nany as your partner if you were Josh? We know Frankie would.
I mean, actually I wouldn't.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know who I pick, but I wouldn't keep Nany. Like, I mean, I get like the whole loyalty thing and everything, but Nany's not making me win any money.
Yeah, Josh probably stays with her because she's the only one who could tolerate him. Because they're actually friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I would take Cam. Oh shit, you can't take Cam.
No, I know.
Yeah,
That's what I was thinking. I was like, I'll take Cam, but you can't take Cam.
Maybe Casey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But she's already in the BB Alliance. If I was in the BB Alliance, I was a guy. Honestly, I'd probably take Amber B or Teresa. Of who's left. Lolo's strong, but I know I wouldn't be able to work with her on a team.
No.
We kill each other. It'd be me or Lolo.
No, though I don't think people want to work with Teresa.
The only reason why I say that is because she has proven she can work well in a partnership and she can win.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah.
So, or like I said, I would take Amber B too, because she has shown fight.
I'm going to say something that might be shocking to you guys. I don't think Nani's awful. Like, I think endurance wise, she's probably good. Maybe I should have thought this through more. Do you know what I'm saying?
She's
Like, I don't
cigarettes.
what. Well, I know, but I don't. I mean, she's not the worst.
Like compared to the other girls that are left.
Yeah, she's definitely not the worst.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Again, I don't really know what I'm trying to say.
It's okay, Tia. You're coming to the dark side. Just leave it happen.
Should I even do this? Do I need to be here?
I got that. I'm working on you with loving Nani, and then we'll be on the same page. We'll love all the same people.
No. It's like I don't dislike her. I just
In time.
No.
In time.
We'll keep the Devin Kyle thing.
Yeah, I don't. I do like Nani a lot more this season. She seems to be less paranoid and because that's what always drove me nuts about her.
Level-headed.
Yeah, she was always her worst enemy, and she got really paranoid, and she would act out, and it would drive me insane. Cause I'm like, girl, you're really not that bad. In fact, you could be better if you just get out of your own head.
Well, I wonder too if because in the other seasons they would show her at least once where she's just like wasted. They haven't showed her do anything like that on this one, so maybe she's not drinking.
Or not as much, especially after what happened with Total Madness, especially that reunion was not a good look on her. And I know I'm pretty sure, is in a relationship outside of the house, which for a long time when she was on the season, she was not.
Right.
So that might have a lot to do with her just being in a better place. She's in a healthy relationship. She may have worked on some other things in her personal life in between seasons that we don't know about.
Right.
They even showed her running on the treadmill.
She might still smoke like a chimney.
She does seem different this season in a good way.
For sure. So, the good, the bad, and the ugly for the episodes. The good is once again the music, always. And non-winning is my good.
Yeah.
For the episode because I'm very happy for him. The bad is Lolo freaking out over what wasn't worth freaking out over.
Right.
Yeah. Another good, I guess, would be Josh getting his first win. The bad is how he celebrated it and how he played it. The elimination.
Yeah.
That was kind of bad. The ugly, I would say for me, the ugly is going to be, because it hasn't gotten ugly yet, but I can see it's going to get ugly, Amber B versus Amber M.
Yeah.
It is unraveling, and I don't know if Amber B is going to be able to handle the fallout from it. Because Amber M is very confrontational, and Amber B seems to be more of like I don't really want to have confrontation. So we'll see how that works out.
Spoiler alert.
Oh yeah.
I did see that matchup. When I saw the matchup and I saw how the season's been playing out, I saw they're in a friendship. So when I saw the matchup, I was like, I wonder how that's gonna happen. But now the more you know.
Yeah, because I think so. Spoiler alert, if you don't want to know what could possibly happen in the next episode, hit end or something. I don't know, pause, fast forward,
fast forward.
So we know Lolo is most likely going home next episode, which then begs the question, is it going to be another male elimination or is it going to be a female elimination? Because right now Amber M is rogue, so technically she wouldn't be able to compete, but if they remove Lolo prior to the elimination, are they going to put Amber M with Nam? And then it's almost like, I want to know how Amber B and Amber M comes to be. One of them either throws themselves in against each other, or someone in the house sets it up as revenge for someone or something. Or the next elimination is actually the Casey versus Teresa, because I don't remember when that actually happened because they reported it 6 weeks after it happened.
Oh yeah, and it was like all out of order and all weird for a little bit, huh?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
you
I
have to like
try to,
scroll all the way
like,
down.
I'll look at the spoilers sort of in the beginning, and then I don't look at it again because, not that I would remember it anyway, but as I'm watching the show, I'm like, oh yeah, like, I don't know.
I like to prepare myself mentally, which is why I was very upset for the Leroy and Jay episode, because it was supposed to be the Josh and Michi elimination.
Right.
This week was supposed to be the Jay and Leroy,
Right.
according to the spoilers, but they got the weeks mixed up. But
Also, spoiler, I'm excited to see Amber B and Amber M's elimination because it's a hall brawl,
Me
I
too.
think.
Me too.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see, for sure.
I like Amber B.
I do too. She's being a little snaky with her friends. She's not doing it in a very smart way.
I like Amber M. It's because they're both Sagittarius. Just kidding.
I mean, how good of friends can they really be? How long have they actually been in the house?
Well, according to, because again, we're not seeing everything. But like anytime like this, because we're going to be on episode 9.
Right.
So realistically, that's probably like week 5 or week 6. So at least a month and a half at this point of them filming. And they were together. They bunked together. Like they slept in the same room. They were always together during most conversations. Most of the shots you can see them together. So I think I don't watch the Amber M YouTube tea. I know Katelynn does more just to give us the tea. So if she hasn't released the video on it yet, I'm sure it's coming. And she'll probably give more details as how close they really were and if they still are.
Katelynn, I'm going to come to you for that.
Yes.
I'll watch it whenever it comes out.
Yeah.
Whenever it comes out, I'll watch it and I'll let y'all know as soon as I finish. I'll be like, oh my
God. What's the preview for next season? Or not next season, next episode.
Season? Trivia!
Oh, yes!
It's my favorite!
My favorite. I love to see how I stack up against everybody on there.
Me too.
I usually
I'm always out. I'm always out first.
Granted, if you have me suspended in air, I may suck at trivia, but from my couch, I'm great.
Right? That's what I always say. I'm pretty good at Jeopardy, like when I'm just at home watching it. But if I was there, I'd probably like forget everything.
I'd be like, what's my name? I don't even know. So what were your guys' thoughts on this episode? Me personally, it was fine. I did not find it as exciting as the last 2.
Yeah, no, same. Yeah.
I would, if I rewatch the season, I would skip over most of this episode.
Too much Josh.
Yeah.
True. And not enough entertaining aspects of it.
Not enough Kevin, Team Kevin?
Devin.
Team Dial.
They call themselves Dial.
Team Dial.
Anyway, yeah, there was not enough Devin in this episode, and I feel like this is a setup episode. Like it's setting up further plot story points. Obviously, the Amber. What would be a good name for the Amber versus Amber? I don't know. And setting up with the oh my god, I just lost it. Oh my god. Who else is beefing? Oh no, Lolo and Nam. That's setting up for that dynamic further unraveling. I really can't wait to see why she gets removed.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's towards him, if she says something towards somebody else, if she says something towards herself. I wonder if they're even going to show it at all.
Sure, yeah.
Because they barely showed anybody else leaving early. And gave like no backstory.
We'll how'd you feel? Figure out what actually happened and report it here.
Yeah, that's true. How'd you feel with this episode, Katelynn?
It was annoying. It brought out too many Josh stands.
Oh, they have to. You have to give them. You got to give them one day.
Are there a lot of Josh stands? Not that many. There's a lot of people that don't like Josh, and there's a reason they don't like Josh.
Like you're the butt of the joke every time. Any final thoughts before we sign off on this episode?
No.
Josh sucks. I'll never give him credit. Not until he is against somebody his size.
I just want more and more of Devin and Kyle. That's all.
Needs more dial in her life, and
Yeah.
not the soap dial.
That's
Do we
right.
do we have questions or no?
So
We do?
one of the questions that we had
Remember.
was asked by Delon from our Unbothered group. Shout out! And he asked what all of our favorite seasons of the challenge are and why. Tia, you can go first.
So this is sort of a cop-out answer, but it's true. It's whatever season I'm watching. It's my favorite.
What?
Right?
I think that's a wrong answer.
It's
Usually
not
there's
wrong.
no
It's
there's no wrong
everyone.
answers, but that's
It's
the wrong
all
answer.
of them. It's all of them except the island, Frankie.
We love the island.
No, we don't. No one loves the island. Liar.
That's true. No, but-
Honestly, a lot of people are going to be like, one of my favorites is probably Bloodlines. And the reason why it's Bloodlines is not just because Cara Maria wins with cousin Jamie. And I don't care that she calls Jamie cousin like it's his name.
Cousin.
That's what me and my cousins do.
Mhm.
If you're ever with me and I go to
Really?
a family event, when I walk in, my cousins go, cousin! And I go, cousin! But we're really close.
Mine say it in Spanish. Primo, prima.
That's see?
Ew.
Love that.
Don't call me that.
Yeah,
We
that's what
don't-
we call each other. We're all
we don't do
females
that.
though, and we but we're also really close, so that's just kind of why we do it. I'm also come from a family where my mom and my aunt used to address each other as Schwester, which is German for sister, and they did it in the most exaggerated German accent they could manage anytime they greeted each other. So anyway, I digress. And the reason why I like that season is because there was so many funny moments, like Jenna and her cousin fighting over, you just think you're so great because your dad owns a bakery. Like that's like the most iconic challenge argument ever. And I liked seeing how a lot of them got along with their family members. It just brought out
Yeah,
a different dynamic. That's me.
That one was my favorite when I was watching it.
Your turn, Frankie.
I don't know. I have a lot of favorites. I like the earlier seasons. My most recent favorite is War of the Worlds, though. But I like
Which one?
the first one, not the second. Second one's trash.
First one was a good one.
First one was a good one. Oh, I don't know. I'll have to look at a list and see. But yeah, I would say War of the Worlds most recently.
I liked Vendettas. That one was really fun. Vendettas.
Vendettas?
R01, isn't it?
Well, that and because of all the people on there too, it just made it interesting, like how they all fought and stuff. And
That
wait,
is a
my
good one.
season that Corey and Tony were fighting over pasta.
Final Reckoning.
Okay, I liked that one too. I couldn't remember the name, but that one too. Those are my two favorite ones.
I liked Final Reckoning because I liked watching Cara and Marie's
Marie.
friendship develop.
Love
It's
Marie.
cute.
That was nice.
She's my Leo twin.
Hmm.
We have like birthdays are like 5 days apart. And then we had another question from Eric. Shout out Eric J, because I don't want to say your last name incorrectly. It's like I think it's Jacinto. Look, I'm terrible at pronouncing words that I don't recognize. I am so sorry. And this is not really challenge related, but he did ask, who was everybody's celebrity crush growing up and who is it now? Tia, you want to start?
So this is probably embarrassing. I had weird crushes when I was a little kid. I loved John Voight. Y'all probably don't even know who he is.
Oh, I do. Angelina Jolie's dead.
Yes, I had the weirdest crush on him when I was a kid.
Midnight Cowboy.
Yeah, Deliverance. And then when I was like 10, I had a huge crush on C. Thomas Howell. That was like my crush for the longest time, you know, from The Outsiders. Red Dawn.
I've met him.
Get out.
I met him at Comic-Con because I
saw
love Red Dawn.
I saw him from afar at Spooky Empire. So, but I get to meet him. So, who is my celebrity crush now? Tom Hardy. Oh, Tom Hardy. Seriously.
Yes, I would let him climb me like a tree because I'm taller than he is.
Yeah. Oh, and Jason Momoa. Yeah. Next.
It'll be me. So when I was really little, I had like apparently like a huge crush on Johnny Depp back when like 21 Jump Street was a thing and I was like 5. But most of my childhood and also my adulthood, my celebrity crush is none other than Ryan Gosling. I have loved that man since I was 10 years old. When Young Hercules was on Fox Kids, and I would come home from elementary and middle school, and I'd watch it with my mom, and I loved it, and I loved him, and I still do. And I'm very, very jealous of Eva Mendes. It's Mendes, right?
Yes. Yeah.
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 I'm very jealous that she is his baby mama. Envy, full of envy. So much.
Aww.
And then followed up by him, I really like Ryan Reynolds and Jake Gyllenhaal. Whew, Jake Gyllenhaal. He can get it.
I just watched Donnie Darko again yesterday because I love that movie.
So good.
So good.
Southpaw with Jake Gyllenhaal. Oh my God, he's so hot in that movie. If you
Not
haven't seen
Bubble
it.
Boy.
Oh my God, I love Bubble Boy.
I do
You love
too.
it?
It's a dumb movie and I love it.
It's so funny. I remember watching that with my parents when it came out. We thought it was hilarious. I love him. Your turn, Frankie.
I can't really remember my childhood crush. Someone I did have a crush on when I was younger though was Nia Long from like Friday and Soul Food.
Good one.
And now Blake Lively. I love Blake Lively. She's so hot.
Okay, good. You'll take Blake. I'll take Ryan.
And fun fact, yeah, Red Dawn is literally my favorite movie of all time. Just a side.
Really?
It is.
Wolverines.
Oh, a bit. Okay, yeah, I'm done. I could go on and on, but I'm not going to.
Katelynn.
I never had like movie crushes. Like you were talking about, like people from movies. I've more been like a music person. I know
That's fine. Celebrities, whoever.
very, very, very little. I was obsessed with Justin Bieber growing up. It was horrible. I had Justin Bieber everything. But now I like Ronnie Radke, but that's like an emo band. I don't think anyone's gonna know who that is.
Emo is still a thing. They brought that back.
Who?
Emo music.
I've been
Emo music.
I do have somebody to add that because I don't have a crush. I'm straight up in love with Bill Murray. Marty knows that I would leave him for Bill Murray. I love him.
Bill Murray is a very lucky man.
On my car, I have this picture on there.
I grew up watching all the Bill Murray movies. My dad fucking loved Bill Murray. I saw every movie that Bill Murray was ever in. And he's hilarious. I think he's great. I would marry him.
I would marry him in a second.
You can marry him. I'll just support you. I'll be at the wedding. Congratulations. I'll bring a gift. That's it. All right, guys. Anything else?
No.
Oh gosh. He's trash.
Okay.
Just kidding.
I think we know how Katelynn feels. So this wraps up our 4th episode, and don't forget to check us out on our Facebook groups, The Challenge Unbothered. The podcast page is just The Unbothered Podcast. We also have another group called The Reality TV Unbothered, and you can follow us on Twitter, and that is at MTV's The. That's it. Until next time, keep it unbothered, everybody.
Questions, though.
Yes, give us more questions. We'll post in the groups, and you guys can drop it in there.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yay.
All right. I'm going to stop recording.
Bye.